Hello and welcome. My name is Kylie Swain from Blossom Designs and I'm here in Australia. Back in September I did a Christmas card making challenge with Martin Stone in the UK. He set it up and it was fantastic. Every day there was a challenge to do, whether it be a colour challenge, a sketch challenge, all sorts of challenges. And this was one of the cards that I made. I think it was day 22 if I remember rightly, and I thought I would show you how I made this, and I'm going to continue with my Christmas cards because it's middle of November and Christmas is coming, isn't it? So I thought I'd show you how I made this. So why don't we get started and bring in all the pieces that I need. So I've coloured in one of the hollies already just to save some time, but I will show you how I did that. We're going to do some embossing and die cutting as well. So I need those two pieces. So I am using the paper, the DSP here, is from the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper, and this is part of the Heartwarming Hugs suite. And if you get the suite, you even get these coffee cups and the coffee cup carrier. I've actually done this for for the teachers' end of year teacher gifts. So they have a hot chocolate and a hot chocolate sachet, you know, because we're all being COVID safe, and marshmallows that are already pre-packaged. So yeah, so I'll be using, I used in my original card here, I used this sheet of DSP, and I'm going to use the opposite side of it today, which is this one, and also the embossing folder, which is the one on the left here. So that's what I'll be using today, as well as the braided linen trim, which is really lovely. So let's get started. I have cut most of my, or all of the pieces out. I just need to die cut these pieces and not those. So I'll get my machine out, move these out of the way so I don't make a mess and squish them. Bring my machine in, hopefully I'm not too close. I'll just move my chair out. We'll also be using the layering circles. Yep, layering circles die, and this one is the second one, so the second largest one on this side and the second largest one on here. Hopefully I got that in for you. So those are the two that I will be using, and they nest quite close together. So you just get this little scallop on the outside. You just see that. So get all my pieces together. So you will need, if you've got Stampin' Up's cut and emboss machine, it's quite self-explanatory, so it will tell you all here what sandwich to use, which pieces go with what. So let me just grab my pieces that I need. So the dies down. So I've got plates 1, 2 and 3 and 2 of plate 3. Glide that through, and there's my circles, and as you can see the green just nests behind the red. So that's that done. I think that was all the die cutting I needed to do. So I can put my machine away. Oops, no it wasn't. Oops, did I just... My watch just got caught on the camera. Sorry if you just went a bit dizzy. Right, so we're going to do some embossing. I'm just going to line it up reasonably straight. Again, just check. So this is just a normal embossing. This isn't one of the 3D ones. So for your standard embossing folder, I just need 1 and 3. Both 3s. Try not to knock the camera again. And there you go. Just a beautiful texture it gives. And that will lay on top of there. So I will be using the Christmas Gleaming stamp set. This is a return item from last year, from last Christmas. Love this set, love the baubles on it. I actually did my Christmas cards last year with this and the matching paper. So as you can see, I've got the holly and the bauble. Now you can, you can mix and match and do the different baubles if you like, and then the sentiment is from here as well. Right, so what I might do is move my stuff out of the way, bring my chair back in, and I'm just going to glue these two pieces together. I use liquid glue. You can use dry adhesive if that's what you prefer. It's totally up to you. Okay, so this will be put onto the base card just flat, just directly onto the card, and then this will just sit over the top. Now I mean I could still do the same, bring my card back in, do the same paper, but I thought I'd change it up today and just do this one. But I will just adhere these together. So the more liquid glue you use, the more time you have to move your pieces around if you aren't happy with the placement. The less glue you use, the less time you have, so it will dry really quickly. So if you're not confident in placing pieces together, evenly, or nicely, then use a little bit more adhesive or liquid glue, and then you've got a little bit more time to, you know, to move these around. Right, I will put these together though. Trying not to get glue all over my fingers. Another thing you can do is use your grid paper. So if you've got grid paper, you've got the lines here, just line your card up and then just eyeball where the top of the cardstock is with the lines on your grid paper. And I will, this will hang over the top here, so I don't want it to kind of sit flat to the base card because you've got 2 layers of cardstock. So I'm just going to put my glue not all the way down to the ends. And again, I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to move it over to one side a bit more than the other. And also lining this up with this line. There we go. Okay, so as I said, I've got one of the hollies already coloured in, and you can see the and I will, where's my pieces here, do a bit of stamping. So let's move those over. Alright, so that's for the sentiment, and this is going to be for the holly, and I had a spare piece for just in case. Right, so the holly we're going to use Memento because we're going to colour in with our blends. Just like that. Then with the bauble, I'm going to do that in Real Red. No, I want Poppy Parade, not Real Red. Oops, wrong colour. This is a brand new ink pad, so let's see how wet it is. That's pretty good. And then the sentiment I'm going to stamp in Mossy Meadow. Again, just go very lightly. And now I'm just going to cut this out with some scissors. See, now that is too wet. So if you have this problem where your ink pad is really wet, and when you go to do intricate stamps like this and it comes out looking like a hot mess, just get, where has it gone? Is this my, I think it's my, no it's not, it's my good, grab a, here it is, grab an old bone folder or even a credit card a gift voucher or something that you've you know, that's no longer in use, even a clear block. And what I will do is I will just scrape just gently, don't need to go hard. I'm just moving the ink around my pad, and if I do feel that it is too wet down one end, so you're going to get ink on your block, so be careful, because you don't want to get that ink everywhere. So just give your stamp a clean. I've just used my chamois. Grab another piece. And then just lightly tap. Still a little bit inky. That's better. Some of the ink pads can be really juicy, which is good in a way. Okay, so what I will do is just cut that off, and just by hand do you know, I think I may have even done Old Olive with that. I'll check. I am just cutting with a little bit of a border. I really have the wrong glasses to do this. Forgot to get my other glasses out. Okay, so that's the sentiment done. We've got one of the hollies. Now the bauble comes, well, it's got a matching punch, if I can get it without the lights shining on it. It's the Gleaming Ornaments punch, so there are two. So you get one for the big bauble and another one for the little bauble. These are cute. Okay, so hopefully stamp close to the bottom of your cardstock. So now I just line this up. And there's my bauble. Quick and easy. I love punches. I love dies, but punches are so quick and easy to use. So we've got bauble, holly, and sentiment is ready to go. This is just going to sit on here. I will put dimensionals on the back of the circles, but to get to the colouring, you'll have to excuse my very well loved scrap of paper. Okay, so I might start with the holly, with the berries I should say. So this is the dark poppy parade, and all I'm going to do is just colour in the edge and then come in with the light poppy and just blend. So you've got that darker shading for the top of the berries. Let me just zoom in a little. Okay, so now we'll do the leaf. What's this one? That's the light. So now I'm certainly no expert at this, and there are people out there that can do this way better than I can. But this is how I did it. So I'm alright with the big end, the fat end of the blends. Some people prefer the smaller end. This is the bullet tip end. You need to work with how it works best for you. Find your niche. So I'm going to come back with, and you can see the bullet, the brush and the bullet tip. So I'm just going to come back in with my light and just blend that dark in a bit. Fill in any white spaces you may have made, but I'm alright with the white spaces. Then just repeat on this side. Try not to go out of the lines, but you know, it's artistic. And come back again with the light. Now I'm only pressing really lightly on this nib. I am not, you know, pressing really hard. It's just a very, very light touch. And there you have your colouring. I keep knocking the cable to my phone, I'm so sorry. Okay, now you're going to, let me just get this, it's a bit distracting. Fussy cut. Who loves to fussy cut? I don't mind it. It's not something I love, especially when I'm wearing the wrong kind of glasses. But we'll just soldier on. Just leave a little bit of a white border around the image. The only time when you don't do the white border is when you're paper piecing. Oh, I think I'm coming out of view. I keep thinking I need to move across the table more. But I have my phone back. My phone went off to Samsung Hospital. It kept hanging up or cutting out calls. I think it was really telling me I was talking too long to my friend. But I had to get it fixed. So while my phone was off being repaired, I borrowed an iPhone, and it was smaller than my Samsung, so I had to reach further across my table when I was filming my box tutorials. So I'm readjusting myself to my Samsung again. Okay, that didn't take long. Right, so I will grab my dimensionals and I'm going to put some on the back. Actually, I might put the hollies down first. So my glue dots are, here they are. I was going to say they're around somewhere. So I'm just going to grab a glue dot. You can work out which is the nicer of the two hollies if you like. I'm good with either. So I'm going to put that on the back and just place that in that corner. And then what I did with this one is I gave it a little bit of dimension, so I just put some mini dimensionals behind these two bits of the berries. So we'll do that again. Do you know what? I think I'm going to have to just bring that up a bit. And move that so it's around a bit further, because we want to twist this one so it's that way, so you're still getting the view of the bottom holly. There we go. Right, now I can put that down, bring my sentiment back in, place, you can go lower, but I kind of like it in the center, or roughly in the center. I'm going to get my liquid glue out again. Put that on the circle, and then I layered this up. So what you've got here is you've got a layer of dimensionals under the circle, and then you've got another layer under the sentiment, so you've got two. So you're going to place that there, but you're going to need two dimensionals on this side, and then that will make it nice and even. So take the backing off that, and then I tend to get my tool out to help me, and then line that up, so then when you put that down, I'm going to move that across to there further. it's flat. It doesn't sort of look it, but it is flat. I think I actually may have risen that up again, but I think that was too high. So place your sentiment down. Again, use your grid paper if you're having trouble with getting things straight. And you can flare up these holly leaves. Just use your fingers, or use your preferably a clean bone folder, but use your bone folder, and then you can just curl those edges. And I'm still zoomed in, aren't I? Let's go back. There we go. So that is how I made, see, I left these holly leaves flat. Actually, I think I might have glued them down. No, I didn't. But you can, this is how, oh no, I didn't. I've forgotten. Look, I haven't finished. Shh, don't tell anyone. I nearly forgot the ribbon. If you have trouble getting your tails to sit like this, to sit down from your bow, your loops, just grab your loops, preferably when they're a bit bigger, and pull, and then you'll find that the tails will sit much nicer. Now, get my ribbon scissors, and with a glue dot, just going to get my glue dot, I don't know if you can see this, and just fold it on itself. And then pick it up, and then you've just got a I'm going to squish it even further, but you've just got a small glue area rather than a big round one that's too big for the back of your bow. And then just push that down. And you can have the tails as long or as short as you like. I'm just going to cut mine off a little bit. And there we go. 2 more Christmas cards ready to be written in and sent. I don't think no, oh yeah, oh look, there we are, day 22 of it was the contemporary Christmas challenge. So there you go. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm happy to help. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to click the subscribe button, if I can speak. Then you'll be able to see when I post my next video, and I am posting a new box tutorial shortly, so keep an eye out for that, if it hasn't already gone up before my card one. But yeah, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!